After 20 years, Kingdom Hearts is finally adopting my favorite Final Fantasy game. From its debut on the PS2, this franchise would go on to release multiple games and counting. Looking towards the future with Kingdom Hearts 4, with each new entry pushing the gameplay a little bit further and in new and innovative directions. Kingdom Hearts 1 brings about one of the greatest live-action JRPGs of all time, during a time period where that wasn't really a thing. Chain of Memories goes for a more card-based combat system, and even Recoded gave us a taste of what a turn-based Kingdom Hearts game would feel like. Now, whether or not you agree with these decisions is neither here nor there. We're typically not about the mechanics here, but more so the lore. But no matter the entry, at its core, Kingdom Hearts is built upon two fundamental ideas, or should I say IPs. Naturally, I'm talking about Disney and Final Fantasy.
Off we go!
The Disney is pretty obvious, having you go to the literal worlds of these Disney properties while meeting and interacting with the characters of said film.
Yeah.
Even the character designs of some of our original Kingdom Hearts characters, such as Sora for an example, is built upon a Disney-inspired aesthetic. The big yellow shoes and the red shorts being a clear indication of Mickey Mouse, for example. And when it comes to Final Fantasy, it is more or less baked into the gameplay of the series as well. Of course, there are summons in the game where you can summon your favorite Disney characters, but even the concept of this move is originally seen and brought from Final Fantasy. Items consisting of things like potions and ethers, magic following the same Fire, Fyra, Fyraga format, with 0.2 taking it a step further even with the implementation of Za spells.
Here, go!
Naturally, the greatest magician in the game saw that he got one-upped and had to do one further.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Sonic Blade, Zentatsuken, Kingdom Hearts at its core has Final Fantasy quite literally baked into the formula.
No way. I can lose.
But more than just into the gameplay, as I've mentioned earlier, it is baked into the core of the lore as well. Upon entering Destiny Islands, you are immediately greeted with three characters from the Final Fantasy franchise: Tidus, Selphie, and of course, Wakka.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Also, for those that are just triggered by calling him Tidus, I know it's pronounced Tidus, but that just sounds wrong even though it's right. I mean, come on, Tidus, Tide, water, which is a centralized theme when it comes to Final Fantasy X. I mean, hello, Blitzball is literally played in a bubble. TLDR, I'm gonna keep calling him Tidus because I don't care. Looking to the future a bit, we even run into others along the way. Cloud, Tifa, Cid, Squall, Aerith, Yuffie, and even... I remember playing Kingdom Hearts for the first time and going in completely blind with no idea what this game was. And you can say I was thoroughly shocked to see Kairi suddenly phase into
The great ninja Yuffie.
And even though these are all characters we know and love from the series, they are actually everything but. What I mean is, this is not Cloud, and this is not Yuffie, and this is not Squall.
That's Leon.
Although they share the same name, the same design for the most part, these characters are their own Kingdom Hearts versions of themselves, not the originals from their respective games. They have their own Kingdom Hearts backstories, their own Kingdom Hearts personalities, and their own Kingdom Hearts existence.
I'm looking for somebody. Have any of you seen a guy with spiky hair?
Let's look at the three on Destiny Islands as an example. Tidus is not the same older version of himself with ties to Jet, Yuna, or even Auron, with them both not even originating from the same world. And in the same vein, Selphie doesn't even know of Squall's existence, not to mention they aren't even remotely the same age either. And Wakka is a little bit better of a person, I'll just say that.
Anything? Anything at all going on inside here? Just smooth like an egg in there, isn't it?
All three of them are just normal kids who live on the Destiny Isles. But even though they are not the same characters from their original games, they do hold on to many similarities from their original selves. Tidus doesn't use a sword, but continues to have a similar fighting style as well as design as the original.
You really think you can beat me?
Wakka is carrying around what is obviously in reference to Blitzball, of course connecting to his origins of being a Blitzball player,
I win!
as well as Selphie, who no longer uses nunchucks, but a jump rope as her fighting weapon. I mean, hey, what's a jump rope but a slightly longer nunchuck?
Better luck next time.
Fast forward to Kingdom Hearts 2, and we even see Kairi and Selphie walking on the mainland in their school uniforms. Even this simple decision to put Selphie here and not Wakka or Tidus alongside them is a subtle reference to her time at the academy as a student in the original game. These characters have their own stories and their own lore tied to the Kingdom Hearts universe, and the rules that this universe abides by.
Meet the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee.
Even Cloud and Sephiroth's clash takes on a more literal light versus darkness aspect.
Absurd. Defeating me is meaningless. You know that more than anyone, Cloud. No matter how many times I fall, your darkness keeps calling me back.
These characters are no different than Sora, Riku, or Kairi, or any other inhabitant in any of these games, including the Disney characters, all being their own Kingdom Hearts versions of themselves. Final Fantasy, at its core, is an integral part of the Kingdom Hearts lore. But what if we took this idea, this concept, and stretched it across the whole universe? What if we took the concept of integrating Final Fantasy not just in the gameplay, not just in the characters, but in the world building as well? What if the world of Kingdom Hearts is just another world tied into the Final Fantasy lore? And there is one and quite only glaringly possibility of this being the case. Of course, I'm talking about the Fabula Nova Crystallis. The Fabula Nova Crystallis is surely a term many of you have heard either from another Kingdom Hearts creator or fan, or even a Final Fantasy creator or fan at some point, it being a very pivotal moment in the Final Fantasy franchise, whether for better or for worse. Fabula Nova Crystallis, simply translated to the New Tales of the Crystal, is a set of ideas and concepts for an overarching universe or umbrella. There are many different interpretations of worlds within this universe or under this umbrella. Final Fantasy Type 0, the 13 trilogy, as well as Final Fantasy 15 all fall under the umbrella of the Fabula Nova Crystallis.
You have no cause for concern, nor do you.
Each one of these games having a different interpretation of the world and ideas presented in the FNC. And I believe that now Kingdom Hearts falls under this umbrella as well. Now I'm going to explain exactly what the FNC is, and you tell me if any of this sounds familiar to what we have and are currently experiencing in Kingdom Hearts. In the Fabula Nova Crystallis, there are two realms: the mortal realm, or the realm of the living, and the unseen realm, the realm of the dead. Within the realm of the living, the god Buenavelza, yes, I pronounced that right, killed his mother Mwyn in order for him to take full control over the mortal realm. This of course would send Mwyn to the realm of the dead, to the unseen realm, but not without placing a curse on Buenavelza so that the realm of the living would one day be destroyed. Or so he thought, because you see, the end of the world is not a curse. It's not some sort of if I can't have it then no one can vendetta that Mwyn created. It is just an eventuality. Fate, doomed to happen. Being as naive as he was, he sought to destroy his mother once and for all, presuming that by doing such it would prevent the end of the world. However, he cannot travel to the unseen realm without giving up his control over the mortal realm. So he creates three beings known as Fal'Cie to do his bidding for him. One named Pulse, whose task was to find the door to the unseen realm. Another named Lindsay, who would guard over Buenavelza as he is in his internal slumber, waking him once the fated doomsday would arrive, and another named Etro. Without realizing it, Buenavelza would create Etro a bit too much in the image of his mother, and so out of spite he gave her no powers and no purpose. Over time, Etro would become distressed by her lack of purpose compared to her fellow Fal'Cie, and would end up taking her own life, sending her again to the unseen realm. Lindsay would notice this, and they would use the blood of Etro to create, ding ding ding, humans. Meanwhile, in the unseen realm, Etro found a slowly dying Muin being consumed by chaos. In her dying breath, she would ask Etro to protect the balance between the realms. For if the balance were to be disrupted, the universe would begin collapsing altogether. Over time, Etro would grow affection towards humans who are by nature doomed to share the same fate of death. And as they pass through to the unseen realm, she would place a piece of chaos within each person, stabilizing the influence of chaos between the two realms. The chaos placed within them would become known as the heart, but not just in a literal sense. This heart is that person's entire being, their personalities, their beliefs, who they are as a person. The other two Fal'Cie, Pulse and Lindsay, would leave the world behind and f*** off into the universe somewhere. But even then, the humans still revert to these beings as gods, and eventually Etro would become to be known as the goddess of death, overseeing the cycle of death and rebirth until the fated day would arrive. Damn, anyone else getting the vibe that Etro got the short end of the stick here? And she is seemingly the only non-piece of shit god out of all of these. I digress. There's a lot, and I mean a lot more to this lore, but we're not going to go into that today because we are here to go into what this has to do with Kingdom Hearts, or more specifically, what this has to do with the Master of Masters and Quadratum, or should I say, the mortal realm and the unseen realm. As I have mentioned earlier, these two go by another name as well, the realm of the living and the realm of the dead, when in reality, Sora is very much alive and thriving. But when breaking a nature taboo and being sent to Quadratum, Strelitzia lets him know that he is now in fact in a place that, at least to them, is considered a realm of the dead, an afterworld specifically. These two realms very much exist in Kingdom Hearts, just as they do other titles under the Fabula Nova Crystallis.
Hey! Is anyone out there?
If we go back to the past even, the Master of Masters states and writes that the end of days would be coming, that there was no way to stop it, that this was, of course, only an eventuality, even to the degree of mocking Ira when he tells him that he actually wants to do something.
Isn't it our duty as Keyblade wielders to prevent this war from taking place?
Not possible.
What? You really think you can change the future?
Then, what do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna happen.
But what about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes? Are we to abandon all of them?
Come on, are you telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
Yes.
Alrighty, good luck.
After, by the way, he trained specific Keyblade wielders up and created the Foretellers, where he would then proceed to give them each their respective roles to play out. This sounds an awful like the situation with Buenavelza in a FNC, where he knows that the day of reckoning was coming, therefore he created the Fal'Cie and gave them their respective roles, even down to the deadbeat dad part. Just as Buenavelza would put himself in a slumber within the crystal until the end of days, the Master of Masters would disappear, never to be seen or heard from again until right after what is Kingdom Hearts' version of the end of days, the Keyblade War, specifically the Keyblade War between the Guardians and Master Xehanort. This original Keyblade War was only the destruction of Daybreak Town, not everything. Whereas Master Xehanort's goal, if he were to succeed, was to wipe the world and reset it from zero. A great purge, as he would say.
What's gonna happen?
A purge. The world will be returned whence it started.
This passage in the Book of Prophecies was not talking about the original Keyblade War with the Foretellers and their unions. And it wasn't even talking about the one with Ven, Terra, and Aqua in Birth by Sleep. The Foretellers were being played this entire time. We knew this, but to this degree, to where the Master manipulates them into thinking that this passage is talking about them when it isn't, is on another level. Technically, he never told them that it was. They just assumed that it was, as Ira only asks about the final passage, but not the specifics of who it was about.
Come on, that's not fair.
Even in the opening of Kingdom Hearts 3, we see the discussion between Master Xehanort and Ericus, and the chess game that they had been playing be directly referencing the events with Sora and Xehanort, not the Foretellers. They don't show up until the very, very end of the game, when a new game is about to begin.
What's this? I heard about this new game. Seven black pieces, and? Just watch.
Even the task given to Etro by Mwyn is what I believe to be the overall central theme of Kingdom Hearts, or more specifically, the end goal that we have been in the previous saga and currently in the one with the Master trying to achieve, and that is to achieve a balance between light and darkness, much like Etro's goal of maintaining the balance of chaos between the realms. Something tells me that the Master, whatever it is that he's planning, is not aligned with that goal. As he's mentioned numerous times, he cannot stand darkness, and he wants to completely eradicate it forever. However, as has been presented to us numerous times, you cannot just completely eradicate one or the other. For wherever there is light, you will always have darkness. I mean, that is the whole point of Vanitas' character. What do you think he meant when he said this?
You define me, Sora, the same way that Ventus does. We are brothers who together make a greater whole.
Then why won't you stand by our side? Instead of with darkness?
Because I am darkness. And I do stand by your side. I'm the shadow that you cast. How much closer could I be?
At the end of the day, that's just how it is. For those that walk the path of light, there have to be those that walk in the path of darkness. And again, Sora is the primary character who has the most understanding of this concept. Maybe he's the Kingdom Hearts version of Etro, whose task it is to maintain that balance. Maybe he's the only one that could. Or maybe it's someone else's. Who knows?